Shalom, everyone. Welcome to Hebraic Awakening, and we're going to answer a question I think a lot of new believers, or even people who have been walking a little bit in the faith, ask, and that is, can we follow all 613 laws? This won't be a long video, but we're going to answer the question. Before we jump in, please remember to be your brother and sister's keeper. We are commanded to take care of the widows, the orphans, and the poor. So if you would like to help us reach our widows and elders in the community, please visit the link below, the seniorsocietyNC.com. We give one bag of groceries to our seniors every single month. We have been doing this since 2009. All right, let's get into the video. All right, first of all, where can we find the number 613 in the Torah? We can't, right? We can't. This number comes strictly from the Talmud, all right? So with that being said, there are 248 positive commandments, the do's, and 365 negative commandments, the do nots. And this is taken from sages, scholars that have divided up the commands as they studied, all right? And they don't even really agree on the number of commands, really, okay? They just don't agree. So 613 is a number that is found among the scholars, that is not found in the Torah. So what is the correct question we should ask? Because it should not be, can we keep all 613 commands, right? That shouldn't be the question. So we need to rethink or rephrase the question. So let's ask the correct question. Are we commanded to keep all of the commands, right? Because that's what we should ask. Are we commanded to keep all of the commands? Now, this is where we're going to have to use critical thinking, right? And I talk about that, how the trauma of us being in captivity, it doesn't really allow for us to develop our critical thinking, especially being in this land, in the education system, and so forth. So we're going to put on our critical thinking hat the best that we can, and we're going to use our common sense as well. People that know me, you know how I am. I'm very practical and logical when it comes to certain things, connecting the spiritual aspects of it. Torah is both practical, logical, and spiritual. So let's put our thinking caps on. So all of the commands that we see, the civil commands, governmental commands, they stem from the 10 sayings or the 10 commands that the Most High gave us, right? And those 10 commands really stem from the 2 commands as Messiah taught us, to love Yah with all of our heart, soul, mind, and strength, and to love our neighbor as ourselves. So in order to live in the land that he was getting ready to give us, we had to have these commands broken down. So we have charges, we have judgments, we have statutes, and we have commands. And I did little video shorts on the meaning of each of those, right? So those are breakdowns of those 10 commands, broken down into smaller or sub commands. There are commands that only pertain to the time of the Exodus. There are commands that only pertain to women or to men, such as purity laws, right? There are commands that's only for Levites to do and commands for the priests to do. There are commands that only the priest can do and nobody else is allowed to do, right? So we don't really have a priesthood. I know we still have Levites and priests, that are alive, but we are scattered. We don't have a temple, right? We have temple laws that we can no longer abide by. All right, so we have a lot of laws that we really cannot do because we are outside of the land, right? We are in captivity. We are scattered to the four corners of the world, right? So with that being said, there are commands that we are able to keep no matter where we are, all right? But there are a lot of what we study in Torah that we just cannot keep. But we study them to get the spiritual significance of what the Most High was telling us to do in the natural. All right. So these are not just a bunch of commands because the Most High didn't have anything better for us to do, but they are, earthly commands that is teaching us a spiritual principle. Always, everything that the Most High commanded us to do has a spiritual principle attached to it. Now, this is where our critical thinking comes in. We can keep all of the moral commands that the Most High said. We can keep the civil laws to a certain extent, right? And that's why the 10 Commands is what it is. It's simple to where even children can understand it, right? They can understand that it's wrong to tell a lie. They can understand to keep the Sabbath, right? And so we need to focus our minds on being morally and spiritually correct, and we need to focus on how we treat our brother and sister. And we need to focus on how we treat the stranger, the poor, the widow. We need to focus on our health, not just our physical health, not eating pork and not eating shellfish and things of that matter is great, but you need to be focused on your mental health as well. All right. In Israel, have a hard time with that one. So these are the things that we can do outside of the land while we are in captivity. All right. And there are some things that people are going to try to do, and that's fine. If you can do more, if you really believe in your heart that you can do more, hey, that's between you and the Most High. But I know for sure that we can keep moral and civil laws. We can watch what we eat. We can take care of our mental health. We can see to the stranger. We can tend to the poor and the widows. These are things we can do, and we can be the light. So I hope that answers anyone's questions. All right. And you have to take the time to study Torah yourself and ask the Most High yourself. You have to have your own relationship. Videos and teachers are out here to point the way. And if you're studying and someone is pointing in a way that is contrary to what the Most High, is showing you, then you're going to have to go to the Most High for yourself. And this is why Israel is always in trouble, because we are leaning on man as per usual to bring salvation to us. And salvation belongs only to Yah, right? And he uses man as a form of a Messiah. Of course, we have that, but we don't have that now, right? We have Yeshua. He is our Messiah, and he will bring salvation once again to the house of Israel. So we are looking to Messiah, All right. We are looking to the living, breathing Torah, which is Messiah. So that is who we should be looking to. And any man or woman that is pointing you opposite of that, you know, you should not listen. You should run. You should ask the Most High. All right. So I hope that helps. And until the next video, shalom, everyone.